I want to be where you are.
Yeah.
We need to plan a show from the beach.
I know
Oh
that's right.
yeah, we could
That
do
would
that
be good.
live. We
Yeah.
could do that
Yeah.
live. We just need
Oh,
one camera,
yes.
just like
No,
And we
they
just
do
sit
on
there and talk.
ESPN.
Yes.
Yeah, see,
that now that
um,
that's a show. That's a show, right? But for tonight,
Yes.
uh-huh.
Yes.
we're gonna do our usual. We're gonna do our weekend review. We're gonna go Victoria, Ruth, and then me. I'll
Okay.
do the bio piece, and we break. When we come back, Ruth, you will start the interview. Are we getting feedback from somewhere? Is that
That
happening?
was me. I turned it down. That was I was sharing the show from my phone.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
we have to know what's going on and
I'm
stuff.
so sorry.
That's quite all. You went to
You on top of it. We're not, so you good.
lost.
All right, everybody, time to roll the open and get the show going. Have a
Oh,
good one.
Thank you, Alan.
thank you, Alan. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to you, Ruth.
Good evening, Andrea. How are you?
Good. Good evening, Victoria Henderson Poole.
Good evening. How
You,
are you?
you in that wave. I don't know. You have to find the parade route somewhere so you can get to wave to more people.
She's just practicing.
That's what you're doing. And
Yeah.
good evening to our listeners. The first one in this evening is Francina Booker. Good
Hi,
evening.
Hey,
Francina.
Christina.
Glad to have you with
Please
us.
share, like a share, like a share.
I can share. That's right. I can share. This is a good Sunday. I don't know. Have you all had a good day? I hope you have. It's been a
Yes,
really good,
phenomenal.
Absolutely.
pretty today too. Marcia Marcellus, good evening to
Good
you.
evening.
Glad to have you on the line tonight. Glad to have you with us. We're going to get started this evening because we have a great guest and we want to make sure that we have ample time for her to share some things with us this evening. So let's start with our weekend review. Victoria, what were you up to last week?
I
I'm almost scared to ask because
know, right?
Yeah.
I know what I would come up with. But last week was a little stressful with work and just some, personal things. But I tell you, the end of the week totally made up for everything I have gone through because I am coming to you live from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, as we speak. I'm in the hotel room. And it has been wonderful. So I say definitely, you got to make some time, people. You got to make some time to stop and rest. And it's been that. I brought my computer only because I had to do the show, but I had been on it.
good. So no work. You didn't do anything.
No work,
Awesome.
no work at all. So I definitely say welcome. To all our listeners and to our viewers, I'm still loving this format. It's just wonderful.
When are you coming back, Victoria?
I'll be back in Durham tomorrow, so I have
Okay.
one more night to be away.
Nice. Nice. Well, you enjoy that.
Thank you so very much.
One night.
Thank you, Bronze Girls.
And good evening to you, Linda. Glad to have you on with us tonight. Um, Marsha said this. Myrtle Beach is a beautiful.
It is
place.
beautiful.
Yeah.
My first time coming, and it is beautiful. It really is.
Well, I'm gonna put that on my list of things to do. Not a bucket list because that takes
No,
long.
no, no, no. We're not trying to kick the bucket.
No, you got to do that more than once too.
Yeah, yeah. It's talk
Mhm.
about this, like living life out loud. Live life now.
Yeah,
Not about the bucket.
that's
Mhm.
right. That's right. Ruth, what about you? What were you up to last week?
The usual, the usual. My daughter came in though into town from
Good.
Florida, so she this is like her first vacation, I think, in about 2 years or something like that. So she's mostly been sleeping and eating, which has been good for her, really good for her. So we've done some stuff. We actually went to I guess it was some kind of festival. It was for Black and Brown owned businesses. So that was kind
Oh,
of neat to go through and see that. It
good.
was hot, as
Mhm.
not quite as hot as hell, but it was very hot out there.
Well, we
I
won't
mean,
even
when you're
talk about hell either. We ain't talk about that either.
no, I mean when you're standing in, not even standing in the sun, you're standing in the shade,
Yeah,
and the sweat is still pouring out. It was just
yeah.
hot. So,
Humid.
yeah, but the food was good. They had a bunch of food trucks out there. So, we had
Good.
our pick. So, yeah, I mean, so we did a lot more sleeping or a lot more eating, and she's probably asleep right now. So, it all works out.
I was waiting on you to talk about the food. I was getting ready to ask.
Of course, of course. I got some Jamaican food. Oh
Oh,
my God, that food is so good. So, yeah, I enjoyed
good
that.
deal.
That's good.
Mm,
That's good. I
yeah.
said got to peek at her and hug her today, so I
Yeah.
was
Oh, I'm sorry I
Yeah.
missed her.
Yeah.
sweetheart. So it was good to see her today. I didn't have a lot going on last week, finishing up some projects which I needed to do and was glad to do. And I've got one more on the line to do because I've got a newsletter coming out next Monday.
That's
Mhm.
right.
I've been getting that done. And for those of you who have not subscribed, there's a monthly newsletter that I do called When Life Speaks, and it comes out every Monday. So no,
Every first
No,
Monday.
first
First Monday. First Monday.
Monday
Yes.
of every month.
right.
Yes. Not blowing up your inbox, so don't worry about that.
So I got to work on that. And I did have my granddaughter decided that she wanted to make sure that we started a family tradition or had some family traditions, which we really don't have a lot of them.
Mhm.
So one of them was going to be that every fourth Sunday we would get together as a family and we'd have dinner and
Oh,
some kind of game or something like that. So this is our second Sunday doing it, but it was so much fun.
oh, that's
Really
That's
nice.
awesome.
good time. And I'm going to talk about the game on my program on Thursday. I don't want to share it here now.
Okay,
She
okay.
came up with a game that was pretty creative and really designed
Good.
for some good family time.
Oh,
So,
that's nice.
yeah, so after this Thursday, maybe I'll talk about it next week.
Meh.
Okay, okay.
Tell you all about it. Hey there, Angie Oliphant from South Carolina. Good to have you on the line tonight. And I'm
Wait,
gonna-
I forgot one more thing, guys.
Oh,
Didn't I?
I'm sorry.
What?
Well, I
Oh,
forgot to talk about next week's show.
yes,
Yes.
Well, our lovely and dear, talented, just wonderful Ruth will not be with us next week, guys.
Mm-mm.
So we are going to open this up for a great opportunity for maybe one of our listeners. If you would like to be a guest host and join Andrea and I on next week's show, let us know. Send us an email at authorsup@gmail.com if you are interested. And we might get to spend some time here with us hosting next week's show, August 1st. Ruth is going to be out. So let us know if you're interested.
and if you
Excellent.
don't let us know, we're going to start looking for you.
Ah.
It would be in your best interest to let us know first.
Yeah. Yes. Better to nominate yourself than to have
That's
us
right.
nominate you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Victoria has already said that she would be on her best behavior next week. So you
I
won't have
promise.
to worry about that. She's going to be good. She
I promise.
She promised she'd be good. But before we go that far tonight, we have a wonderful guest with
Yes.
us. Oh, I'm so excited. This is her second time with us on Authors Up, and that means that this is at least a second book for us to be able to talk about. But her name is Crystal Bradley, and she is the founder of Brave University, a nonprofit organization that aims to end the bullying epidemic by teaching students about cultural sensitivity and how to celebrate one another's individuality. She is an author, mentor, public speaker, and educator. Crystal is a graduate of North Carolina A&T and a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Woo-hoo. I'm not a member of Delta Sigma. Okay. She believes in seeing the good in everyone she meets, and in her spare time enjoys singing, reading, church, writing, bowling, and spending time with her family. So after we take this short break, when we come back, you are going to meet our guest for the evening and author of My Words Have Power, Crystal Bradley. Whoa, there we are, there we are.
And we're back.
Yes, we are. Crystal, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you all for having me.
Of course. You are welcome anytime. Tell us about your book. It's called My Words Have Power. Tell us a little bit about it.
So it's just an easy read, as I like to call it. That just reminds us as people, especially kids, that what you say matters. One of the things that I always try to tell people is to choose kind words always, because you just never know the impact that they're going to have. So it's just a short, sweet, rhyming book that reminds us that our words have power and that we should just watch what we say.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And I think a lot more people experience that. I mean, children especially, but those children eventually grow up, and I can say that I was one of those people who were bullied. And your words do have power. Your words do make a difference. So kind words are definitely the way to go. So, now your book is bilingual. What made you choose to do that as opposed to putting out a Spanish translation?
Yeah.
So I'm a teacher, a kindergarten teacher, and the school that I used to work at, we have a huge, a very diverse population. And so one year I had 12 out of my 22 who were dual language learners.
Oh, wow.
And so I thought about the fact that number one, they're learning our language.
Right.
And then number two, of course, they have their native language. So being able to open up a book and being able to see, their native language and the language that they're learning was a win-win. So I just gave it a shot. I felt like it could be beneficial to multiple households and also in a lot of schools. Spanish is the other language that, we learn to speak. And so I just decided to make it into a bilingual book.
That's cool.
Great.
That is cool. And I think that's helpful too, because I know even my, unfortunately, I didn't teach my kids. I've forgotten a lot of my Spanish, but just even sitting down and watching the news or reading something English and Spanish together allows you to learn both languages better.
Right.
So I loved that format.
Thanks. And also, I encourage, parents every night to read with kids. And so my
Mhm.
thing was, if you give them something that they can both read, then,
Yeah.
again, that's a win-win situation.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you wrote a story last time with Brave Bradley.
Yes.
This time was more of a, I think it was more poetry. Let's put it that way.
Yes. Hmm.
So why did you choose to write it that way?
So, to step outside of the box, to
Okay.
do something different, the more I read Brave Bradley aloud, the more I'm like, man, it was getting a little bit lengthy. I'm like, you have to ask all these questions, yada yada yada. I kind of want to have something that you could almost leave to the imagination, where
Mm.
it didn't have such structure, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like you said, just like a little poetry. And
Mm-hmm.
I just decided to just again step outside the box, try something different, do something different. Definitely try to do something catchy with rhyme. And then
Mm-hmm.
with the whole repetition part, there's one part in the book that says, "My words have power. I must watch what I say. When I speak, will it change your day?" So one of the other things too, again in kindergarten, and I always refer back to kindergarten, repetition, repetition, repetition. That's something that's catchy and that kids
Yes.
will catch on to. So,
Mhm.
as they're doing stuff, they may, when they get ready to say something that they shouldn't say, or, be unkind or what have you, then that, hopefully that will resonate with them, and they remember, how words have power. I got to watch what I say. So, and it rhymes again, the teacher and me.
That is so awesome the way that comes out. That is great. How has your response been to the book since you released it?
It's been really well.
Good.
A lot of people, sending me text message, or, put it on Facebook. And then June 19th, which a lot was happening, a lot was going on. Myself and Otis Maven
Mhm.
got together, and we had a a book release kind of joint venture, if you will.
Hmm.
And so that went well. We're planning to do some other things soon in the near future. We'll keep you all posted. But that event went really well. We had a little superhero theme. So the response has been really well. The response overall has been great. Lots of positive feedback. Lots of kids coming, talking about the rhyming words and talking about,
Mhm.
how they watch what they say. When they get ready to say something, they think about the words. One of my little cousins is just fascinated because cousin Crystal is a real author. Like that's all. I want to be a book like cousin Crystal. You're a real author. So
Oh, that
overall,
is
it's been
awesome.
really well.
That's great.
That is
Yes.
awesome. So tell us a little bit about the publishing journey for you this time, because I saw that the illustrations themselves were a little different than the
Mhm.
original ones.
Yes. So, one of the things, you go from good to great. When I did
Mhm.
Brave Bradley, it was, hey, I want to write a book. I wrote a book. I didn't think that it was gonna end up being what it was, as far as, speaking events and, educators guide and coloring pages and this and the third, but it ended up being more. This time I actually sat down and wrote this book. My words have power in about 30 minutes. I was just
Mm.
sitting there, and I was just thinking, what could I do to kind of grab the attention of readers? So I did two things. I started looking at books that, as a teacher, I had to use in my curriculum, because I'm like, well,
Mhm.
what's so special about their books? So I started studying and reading different series, and I'm like, okay, they have a lot of rhymes. Their pictures are bright and vibrant. They have da. So I said, okay, what components can I include?
Mhm.
How do kids respond when I'm reading this type of book? And so I used those things as I wrote. Rhyme was a big one, like, the repetition was another one, was really big. And so I tried to pattern my book after those things. And then as far as the illustrations, I kind of gave the young man creative control
Mhm.
over what to draw, and he just kind of made the things come to life. And it's just that's what we have. Together, if you will.
That's
I
great.
Yeah, that is great because I thought, given that you didn't have a story, being able to see Bradley in everyday situations like that, correlating with the words, I thought that was great. It was really, really was. So,
Thank you. I
um,
was nervous about that.
Well,
I'm not an artist. I
yeah.
can't draw, and I wanted things a certain way, so it's hard to sometimes communicate your
mhm,
vision that you have here with somebody else. And once I said, "Sir, I'm sorry, I know I'm getting on your nerves, but this has to look this way. This has to
Yes.
be this way." So
so are you happy with the product then?
I am. I'm happy with it.
That's awesome. That's
We're
awesome.
happy with it.
Yes.
Yes, yes, we are. We are.
Well,
And that again, you did an amazing job with it, and we were happy you released it. So,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes, very good, very good. Um, Victoria, you want to go ahead?
Oh, sure. I sure will. I love the book, guys. I love the book. Well, I just, I had to print it off just because PDF. But it's beautiful. It is beautiful. The colors are vibrant. It just amazing. Just when you look at the cover, how Bradley changes the world with the words. I mean, oh my gosh,
mhm.
it's really beautiful. Um,
Thank you.
my first impressions was I know she's a teacher. I just know she's a teacher. I could tell by the like you said the repetition. And you said that you were a kindergarten teacher. Are you still teaching kindergarten?
So yes and no. I'm moving into a
Okay.
different role. I'm going to be doing reading intervention. So I'm going to
Mm,
teach
Wow.
kindergartners, first graders, and second graders.
right. Was the book targeted for that age group, or what age group what did you target?
Just honestly, elementary in general.
Elementary.
Mhm.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. Are you going to be able to use the book at your own school? How does that work for you?
So I always try to throw it in there, if you will. So
Yes, you
I
better.
work at a year-round school. Well, my old school, my former school is a year-round school. So
Hmm.
at the end of this past school year, we were gone. We had school up until June 30th, and so
Okay.
when I went at the close of the school year, we always do set days, and so one day they had Brave Day. So my
Okay.
coworkers in classes, they all had on red pants with black shirts. Some of them
Yes.
had their initials made on their shirts, and all the kids wore black and red. And
Cool.
so I was the feature author for that day.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
wow.
awesome.
read Brave Bradley, and I also read this new book to a lot of them, and they were just excited to see an author, to know an author.
Yes.
And one of the highlights, one of our instructional assistants is bilingual, and so I read the English version, and she read the Spanish version, and so the
Oh.
kids were just all excited, for
Oh.
that presentation. So that was super cool. And so my coworkers, I give it to them. I went in the building. I might have had 10 books with me that day, and before the day was gone, they were all
Oh, that's awesome.
always
I
supportive.
I love that the book is also culturally inclusive, and you can see that as you turn the
Mhm.
pages. Talk about that for a little bit.
That's just something that I'm really big on. My father, God rest his soul, try to make sure that we were well versed.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That we were exposed to things. By the time I was in high school, me had been to Europe and
Wow.
Germany and France and you name it, here, there, and everywhere because that's just how he was.
Mhm.
Exposed to different places, exposed to different types of people. I've seen my dad, talking to the crackhead, or people call him and say, "Hey, I need you to go get so and so out of the crack house," and
Right.
he would get up and
Mhm.
go. And if they came to our house or whatever the case may be, it wasn't, this is Crystal the crackhead, or this is Crystal a human.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
learn to
Yes.
treat people, you know, the way that we would want somebody to treat us, and so I'm always cognizant and aware of that, and so I try to
Hmm.
in my speaking, and things that I do in my writing, like let that be known that you're going to meet people from all walks of life, who may look like you, who may not look like you, but we want to treat everybody, the same, and just treat everybody with the same mutual respect.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that's just something that I was taught.
And it comes through in your book.
Yeah,
It is
it
so
does.
definitely inclusive. But okay, tell me a secret. What is Bradley's mama? I wasn't sure.
She's just
She's just a mama, huh?
she
Yeah,
just
she
Bradley's
mom.
mama.
She's just a
She
mama. I
just
love
she
it.
just
I
She's
love
mama.
it.
mom.
Yep.
I showed the book to my husband who is a EC teacher and he does it might be kindergarten to up to fifth grade, all in one room because they're exceptional children. And I said,
Mhm.
"Baby, don't you think this would be a good book for your room?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I like this." And he was just turning the pages, and he's like, I definitely think this is a good book. So you've got the stamp of approval from yet another educator.
Awesome, awesome. I love it.
It is it's really beautiful. So
Yes.
God bless you. I think that's all I have for right now. What about
Okay,
you,
thank you.
Andrea?
Well, I'm gonna pick it up from Victoria. Chris, of course, I really love the book, and being somebody who writes poetry, that definitely grabbed my attention, and I really, really like that. But I wanted to ask you one thing: was this book easier to write, even though you said you wrote it in 30 minutes? Did you find this one easier to write than the very first one?
No, ma'am, it was not. It was actually harder to write for me. I feel like when when I have a beginning, middle, end, it's kind of like I know
Mm-hmm.
what I want to happen
Mm-hmm.
here, I know what I want to happen here, I know what I want
Mm-hmm.
to happen here.
Mhm.
It was not easy, and the editing process, whoo, made me want to pull my hair out. All the commas and this, I'm like, I'm sure I'm messing up something, and I'm like, as an educator, I'm like, oh my goodness, you cannot have this out here wrong, and almost
Mm-hmm.
dot every I and cross every T kind of thing. And I
Mhm.
had a version that went out that had an error, and I'm like, when I saw it, I just was sick to my stomach. I
Yep.
was like, oh my goodness, I cannot
Oh, that
believe it. Like you put this out like this, but the beauty of it, I could go back in and fix it and correct it. So
Mm-hmm.
it was corrected, but I'm like, there's still copies out there with an error, and I'm like, Crystal, you just have to let that go, honey. Like you just have to let it go. You're human. But the teacher's
Yes.
perfectionist in me was like, oh my God, just give me all the copies back and I'll just give you new I'll just give you new ones. And so my sister, being my sister, made a joke out of, try to make me laugh. And I'm like, yeah, for the moment, haha. But I'm like, deep down inside, it
Yeah.
just pulled me up. But I had to let it go.
yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
went and corrected, fixed it, and I was like, okay, we'll move forward. But
Yeah.
I just know that error that I saw, I know I fixed this because I remember seeing it, and I'm like, it just brought me back to, you can never have, too many edits, too many editors. You
That's
just
right.
have to look and look and look. And so next time, like it won't happen once. I don't plan on it happening again. I said
Because your words have power, right?
That's
it
right.
won't happen again.
We know how all of us can
Yep.
attest to how that feels when you go
Hmm.
back and
Mm-hmm.
and so many people look at it and then you turn around and go, how'd I miss it? How did
Mhm.
I miss it? But like you say, those things happen sometimes. I want you to talk a little bit about Brave University.
Okay.
With your first book, I just thought that was just so creative, and I'd like for you to tell our listeners about Brave University.
So we kind of with the pandemic, we're kind of on a hiatus, because the world was just shut down. But moving forward, we're planning to do some things to kind of put us in the spotlight
Mhm.
and put us out there, if you will. One of the things that we're working on now is an educator's guide and a social emotional learning guide to take out and go into the schools. So it's two parts. One of them is the educational part that has the books and then the activities to go along with the books. And then the second part is like a conflict resolution kind of curriculum. So when you see bullying happening, you might have five school leaders in your school, or a few kids per grade level that are the conflict resolution managers, if you will. And so the goal is to train them on what to do when they see a situation, when they encounter it, what steps to take. Because again, when I did research for the first book, the research says that bullying stops more so when kids intervene, not when adults intervene. For kids to know and realize that, what you say and what you do matters, and you can help put an end to this. Like, you can be the answer to somebody's prayers or the answer to somebody's problem. So teaching them the steps, teaching them the protocol, and what to do and how to do it. So I'm excited about it, but I'm also, of course, nervous about it because that's a lot. That's big. So we're working on it.
What's your target to have that out?
Honestly, probably next school year, next 2020, 2022, the fall of 2022. That's the plan, because I'm trying to have something that caters to all three levels: elementary, middle, and high.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why it's taking long. It's taking a long time. And my therapist always tell me, she said, "Crystal, eat the elephant one piece at a time." And so I'm listening, I'm hearing her. She continually resonates. I'm biting it one piece at a time. So elementary first, then middle, then high. So
That's right.
throwing them up.
Yeah.
So is this your second or your third? This is your third book right now, right?
Yes, ma'am. So with the second book, I have gotten so many looks and hand pops and you name it, because I did not like the way the second book, it just wasn't what I thought it should be. And I was just trying to get it out and
Yeah.
And I had to read it last year for the African American Cultural Arts Festival. And when I read it out loud, I was like, this isn't terrible. Like it has a good message. It has this. And so my phone was blowing up. I can't believe you had a second book. So when I was telling people, I was like, yeah, this is my third book. They're like, third book? What's the second book? And so I just proceeded to talk about the second book, and people were like, it's not okay that you did your second book like that. And so I need to figure out something to introduce that to the world, because I just kind of put it out there without putting it out there, if you will.
Okay.
But it has the same type questions, same type message. It's about kids being bullied for being smart, and that's another thing that
Yes.
I just want us to have balance, and for kids to know, hey, you can be smart and be cool. You don't have to try to act dumb, to fit in. Like, please don't, because when the colleges get ready to look at your application, that's not, we don't want to see the dumb part.
How about that?
Like, you're doing it for what? To try to fit in, to try to appease someone. So it kind of helps them to see, like, maybe you should try to get, like, get somebody else to come up to where you are, come up on your level. So that was the goal for that one. So yes, there are three.
She said, yes.
Well, that was news to me tonight, so thank you for sharing.
Yeah, there are three.
Now, with everything that you're getting ready to do on the other side of the project, do you think you'll do another Brave Bradley book that attacks a particular part of bullying like you have done with these three?
I don't know. As of right now, that's not on the table. That's not my plan. I have the two and then this one. And with the third one, I wanted him to not so much be in character. So next I plan to do, he's going to have some siblings to come on the scene.
All right.
Oh,
Some sisters
okay.
to come on the scene. And so we're going to introduce them. So that's what's next.
All
That's
right.
the plan.
That's right. That sounds good. Sounds
does.
good.
We have some little sisters that are supposed to be me and my sister. In my mind, they're close in age like my sister and myself. But I'm not gonna put our little shenanigans out there.
That would be interesting.
And why not? And why not?
She's a good sister, that's why.
Yeah, she's a great sister.
They said truth is better than fiction, right?
That's what they say. I ain't gonna tell it all.
You better not.
No, she got to leave some for the sequel.
That's
Right,
right.
right.
That's right. Well, I know that Victoria always has something that she wants to say at this point.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
I won't
We
take it away from you, Victoria. So
Well,
what
no,
is
I'm not gonna say it yet, but I'm gonna ask again about the illustrations. How was that process for you? As far as finding an illustrator, because the illustrator is just beautiful. The pictures
Hmm.
are beautiful. I again love the cultural aspect of it. The
Mhm.
multicultural aspect is bright and brilliant, and it's just beautiful. So, how did you find your illustrator?
So my illustrator this time, I found him through. I was looking honestly at somebody else's books, and I saw that he was their illustrator.
Hmm.
I was like, I have to find this guy. Like, I have to contact him. And when I contacted him, he was like, sure, no problem. Whatever you need. And he was one of the best
Mm.
people to work with. He was easygoing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, every time I would apologize, I'm like, I'm sorry because I know I'm worrying you to death. Or there was something that, he asked for that I didn't give it to him on time. He was patient. He was just patient throughout the entire
Oh.
process. He was just phenomenal to work with. And I told him, I was like, it's my hope, that, we can continue, working together. So we'll see where that goes. But he's awesome. And a lot of things I just told him, I said, listen, I want you to hear me, what I want. But I'm like, I
Hmm.
also want you to put your own creativity into it. I'm like, my
right?
stick men ain't gonna work.
Exactly.
My scribbles and my little stuff isn't gonna work. And so he just, he did his thing, if you will, and made it come to life. And at
Yeah,
the end of God, I was pleased, with the
Hmm.
way things turned out.
he did his thing.
Yes,
I tell you, but get listeners. You know what I say? Get the book for your little chaps. But Crystal, tell us, how can they get the book?
So you can get the book on Amazon. That's the
Hmm.
quickest way to get it. It's on Amazon. You can order it directly from me if you choose to. It's not up on my website at the time. Don't
Okay.
ask me why, but you can message me or email me at bravebradley3@gmail.com. You can get it that way. But Amazon is the quickest way for you to get it
Okay.
in your hands and
Okay.
get it in the library is to go through Amazon. But as long as people are buying it and sharing it and getting the word out there, that's my all I care as long as they're getting it.
Okay. Well, how can they also get in touch with you on social media? And I know you have something, a website for Brave Bradley, right?
Yes, so I have a website, brave-university.com. I also have a Facebook page, Brave University. And then I'm on Facebook as K Millionaire Bradley. So you can get in contact with me multiple ways.
All right.
Awesome.
that is good. Crystal, it has been a joy to have you on tonight.
Thank you all.
Just to hear what you're doing, because this is definitely I think you had said that it referred to it as a bullying epidemic.
Hmm.
And it really is. And it's everybody's issue. It's everybody's problem. And I think everybody can play a part in the solution. So I think that you are representing those options well, and you're representing them at an early age, which is amazing. And
Yes.
we are just so happy that you were able to be with us tonight and not only share what you have been doing, but kind of giving us a sneak peek of what's to come. And we always
Yes.
do that. We like to be on the end of what's getting ready to happen.
Right.
So I know that you're going to keep us posted, and
Well,
so
will.
have you back, and anything that we can do to help you to get the word
Hmm.
out about all these wonderful things that you're doing for our little folks. It's our pleasure to do. Our pleasure.
Absolutely.
So thank
Thank
you.
you all
Definitely.
so much.
Yes.
Definitely.
Miss Ruth, do you have any closing comments for us tonight?
Well, I just wanted to reiterate, Crystal, thank you for the book. Thank you for coming on our show. Any of our guests, if you are interested in doing a guest host next week, drop us an email at authorsup@gmail.com.
That's right. That's right. Victoria, you have any closing comments to make?
Just get the book, people. Get the book. And also have an amazing week. Just
Mhm.
again, take some time to do some R&R for yourself. The summer is not over yet. Just take some time to just breathe, okay?
That's right.
And we'll
Just
see you next week.
That's right. We thank you for being with us tonight. We do have a replay of this broadcast on Saturday evenings at 7 p.m. You can also, Ruth, you usually do this part, do it through the podcast. We got a
That's
podcast.
right. That's right. Yeah. So download our show.
Stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
So just check out Authors Up, and like Victoria said, we will be back again next Sunday evening at 7 p.m. And until then, like Victoria said, make it a great week, guys. Take care of yourself, and we will see you again next week. Thank you for listening, everybody, and thank you again, Miss Crystal.
Thank you all.
Thank you.